In this video, we're answering the most common FAQ questions new Fallout 4 players ask. What's the best special stat to start with? This totally depends on your playstyle, but let me break down 2 popular picks. If you want to level up faster and unlock more perks quickly, go for Intelligence. Every point adds a boost to the XP you gain, which adds up fast in the early game. If you're more of a looter who likes exploring and picking up everything that's not nailed down, put points into Strength. It directly increases your carry weight, which means less running back to dump junk every 10 minutes. But whatever you choose, don't try to be good at everything. Specialize early, and your build will feel way more powerful. What weapons should I keep and which should I scrap? Fallout 4 throws a ton of weapons at you, especially early on. You'll be swimming in pipe pistols and rusty gear by the time you leave Concord. So here's the rule of thumb. Keep any weapon that has a star next to its name. Those are legendary and usually have special effects. Keep weapons that are heavily modded or use rare ammo types, like laser rifles. Scrap basic pipe weapons unless you're using them to practice mods. You really only need 1 or 2 solid weapons early on. 1 for ranged and 1 for close combat. Focus on upgrading those, not hoarding everything you find. How do I heal or regain health? There are actually several ways to heal, and each has pros and cons. The fastest is Stimpaks. They work instantly and heal a big chunk of HP. But they're limited, so don't burn through them unless you're in combat. Cooked food like grilled radroach or mutt chops heal slower, but it's free and easy to make. Plus, it doesn't come with the radiation penalty that raw food gives you. Sleeping in a bed restores your health, so take advantage of beds whenever you can. In survival mode, it's even more important, as it also helps reduce fatigue. Always carry a mix of food and healing items, and save your Stimpaks for emergencies. And don't forget to bring a few Rad-X's and Radaways in case you encounter glowing enemies in the wasteland. Why do I keep getting over-encumbered? The most annoying problem in Fallout 4. If you're constantly seeing the "you're carrying too much to run" warning, it means you're picking up too much junk or gear. Here's how to fix it. Store junk in your settlement's workshop. You can access it anytime you craft. Break down weapons and armor you don't use. They give you valuable materials. You can also stash them at workshops and containers in your settlements. Invest in strength, especially the strong back perk. It increases your carry weight and later lets you fast travel while over-encumbered. It's a huge game changer. Loot smart, not hard. Focus on high-value or rare materials like aluminum, adhesive, screws, and copper. How does V.A.T.S work? If you've played Fallout 3 or New Vegas, you'll remember that V.A.T.S worked like a pause menu. However, in Fallout 4, it works by slowing down time, but the world still moves. Enemies can still attack and bullets are still flying. Use V.A.T.S when you want precision shots, like going for headshots or crippling limbs, to target weak points like a super mutant's weapon arm, or when you're panicking and need to quickly aim without free aiming. As you level up, you'll unlock perks like Better Criticals or Grim Reaper's Sprint that make V.A.T.S even stronger. Don't rely on it too much early on, but once you understand when to use it, it becomes one of your most powerful tools. Why is my power armor using up fusion cores so fast? Power armor makes you feel invincible, but if you're burning through fusion cores like candy, you're probably doing one of 3 things. Sprinting drains cores fast. Try walking when you're not in combat. Jumping, especially power jumps, also uses energy. And yep, V.A.T.S while in power armor eats up extra core juice. Fusion cores are powerful, but they're limited, especially early on. Don't wear power armor everywhere. Save it for big fights, death claws, or radiation zones. Think of it like a tank. It's awesome, but expensive to operate. Later in the game, you'll find more cores through exploration or vendors, but early on just conserve them. Should I pick lockpicking or hacking first? Both are great, but here's the real question. Do you want access to locked safes and hidden loot, or do you want to control turrets and open security doors? Lockpicking helps you crack safes, open sealed doors, and grab early game loot. It's often more rewarding in terms of gear. Hacking lets you access terminals, which can unlock some doors, disable traps, and sometimes reveal story lore or side quests. Most players go for lockpicking first because you'll run into locked safes way more than locked computers in the early game. But you'll eventually want both, so build toward each as you go. How do I level up fast without dying constantly? Grinding without dying is definitely a skill in Fallout 4. Here's a strategy. Stick to side quests early on. They're usually lower level, give solid XP, and help you gear up. Explore carefully. Don't wander too far south too soon because those areas have tougher enemies. Sleep often so you get a well-rested XP bonus for sleeping in a safe bed. Boost intelligence early. Every point gives you more XP, and leveling faster means unlocking better perks. Also, don't pick fights you're not ready for. If a super mutant brute shows up and you're still wearing raider leather, just sneak away. Can I respec my perks later on? Short answer, no. Not in the vanilla game. Once you spend a perk point, it's locked in. So be smart with your choices. That's why planning your build, or at least knowing what kind of playstyle you enjoy, is super important. But if you're on PC, there are mods and console commands that let you respec. On consoles, not so much. So before you dump points into Animal Friend, because it sounds fun, ask yourself, do I actually need to pacify ratstags? Is all this junk actually useful? Yes, and it's one of the biggest changes in Fallout 4. That broken alarm clock or battered clipboard are not trash. They're full of screws, springs, gears, and adhesive. All essential for crafting mods and items for your settlements. Here's how junk works. When you build or mod gear, your workshop automatically pulls needed materials from junk in storage. So instead of selling it, scrap it at a crafting station or store it in your settlement's workshop. Use tag for search in the crafting menu. It highlights junk with the materials you need. Remember, junk equals resources. Junk hoarders win in Fallout 4. If you're enjoying the video so far, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more Fallout videos. It really helps my tiny channel out and lets me keep making content like this. Thank you in advance. What's the deal with settlements? Do I need to build them? Settlements are one of Fallout 4's biggest new features, but they're also totally optional. You can ignore them and focus on quests, or dive in and build a thriving mini-city. It's totally up to you. But if you do get into it, here's what you can do. Build beds, food, and defense so your settlers don't leave or get attacked. Set up shops and workbenches for crafting and passive income. Use supply lines to share resources between settlements. Even if you're not a builder, having one main settlement like Sanctuary or Red Rocket makes a great base to store gear and fast travel back to. And if you're into the storylines, certain characters will love or hate your settlement building habits, so it can even affect relationships. Why do companions keep getting in my way or disappearing? This is a common problem. Companions are helpful sometimes, but they do have quirks. They'll block doorways, get stuck, or run ahead in stealth missions. If they disappear, they often go back to the settlement you sent them to or their original spot. You can use the bell in your settlement to call all settlers and companions to one spot. You can command them to move or stay by pointing at a location and pressing the action button. Also, every companion has a carry limit so you can offload gear onto them, but don't treat them like infinite storage. And yes, they can trigger mines. Be careful. What's the best way to make caps early on? Caps make the wasteland go round, and there are some smart ways to stack them early. Sell chems like jet and mentats. You'll find tons of them and they fetch a good price. Loot everything, but focus on high-value items like pre-war money, silver lockets, and gold watches. Cook and sell food, especially if you're not using it yourself. Do quests. Even small side quests often give a decent payout. Once you have a few perks, you can invest in cap collector or haggler to boost your bartering. And don't forget to check vendors for rare items or fusion cores you can flip for a profit later. Why do enemies seem so bullet spongy? You're not imagining it. Some enemies feel like they take a few clips to bring down. You might be using low damage weapons like pipe guns. As you level up, enemies scale too, so if you're still using starter weapons at level 20, it's time for an upgrade. You're not targeting weak spots. Use V.A.T.S to go for heads, power cores, or legs. Some weapons are just better than others. You can also try modding your weapons for better damage and performance. Add a receiver upgrade, better sights, or a longer barrel. And don't forget to utilize weapons with legendary effects. How do I mod weapons and armor? Modding is one of Fallout 4's best systems, and it's pretty simple. To get started, use a weapon or armor workbench, either one you find in the world or build yourself in a settlement. Then, you'll need two things: junk materials needed to make the mod you want and the relevant perks. For example, upgrading receivers often needs gun nut. Armor upgrades use armorer. Mods can completely change a weapon, like turning a basic pipe pistol into a long-range sniper rifle or a standard pistol into an automatic gun. And yes, you can name your favorite weapons too. How do I assign settlers to jobs in my settlements? It's not super obvious at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's simple. Here's how. Enter workshop mode. Highlight a settler, then select them. Point at the thing you want them to work on, like a crop, shop, or a guard post, and assign them. You'll know they're assigned when you see a little person icon on that item. It's important to note that each guard post needs one settler. One settler can manage up to 6 food worth of crops. You'll need the local leader perk to assign settlers to shops or supply lines. Keeping settlers busy improves happiness and keeps your base running smoothly. Is survival mode worth trying? Survival mode completely changes how Fallout 4 plays, and it's definitely not for the faint of heart. Here's what it does. No fast travel. You have to walk or ride everywhere. You can only save by sleeping. Ammo has weight and healing is slower. You need to eat, drink, and sleep or suffer penalties. Enemies hit harder and you get sick more often. So, is it worth it? If you love a challenge and want a real wasteland survival experience, yes. But if it's your first time playing, maybe start on normal or hard, then switch later. Survival makes every choice feel intense, but it's not for casual exploring. Who's the best companion to start with? Early in the game, you'll meet a few companions, but the best starter is probably Dogmeat. Why Dogmeat? He doesn't judge you for your decisions. He starts with maximum affinity and is always loyal to you. He can hold items, distract enemies, and detect hidden loot. And most importantly, he's just the goodest boy. Later on, you'll meet others like Piper, Strong, and Kate. Each companion offers unique perks once they like you enough, so it depends on how you want to play. But Dogmeat's a solid first buddy. Can I romance characters in Fallout 4? Yes, and you don't have to lock yourself into just one. Several companions are romanceable, including Piper, Kate, Preston Garvey, Macready, and even Curie. To romance them, you can travel with them and do things they like. Lockpicking, helping people, being nice, or being ruthless, depending on the companion. Use the flirt dialogue option when it appears, especially after their affinity gets high. Romancing gives a perk called Lover's Embrace, which boosts XP gained after sleeping near them. It's a nice bonus and adds a human touch to the wasteland. Is there a right order to do quests in? Fallout 4 is pretty open-ended, but here's the deal. You can go wherever you want, but some quests scale to your level, and others don't. So wandering into the wrong area early on can get you wrecked. Here's a solid path for beginners. Follow the main quest until you reach Diamond City. Start dabbling in faction quests like the Minutemen or Brotherhood, but don't commit to one until you know what they stand for. Take on side quests and Radiant quests to level up and gear up. Explore nearby towns, but avoid far south or downtown Boston early because they're full of tough enemies. There's no single right order, but pacing yourself helps you enjoy the story and survive longer. If you found this helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. It helps keep the channel going. Thanks for watching.